So the Goiânia, Brazil mission is sort of at the bottom of the Amazon rainforest. So it's very green, very forested, but it's also considered kind of the Midwest of Brazil. So a lot of ranches, a lot of farming going on there as well. And some of the areas that I served in were not city, they were small towns, and they were surrounded by forest and country all around it. Whereas a few of the cities, and Goiânia especially, are very, very big metropolitan cities. They have skyscrapers, they have taxis, they have a bus system, there's millions of people who live there. So I kind of saw both sides of that while I was on my mission. I saw more of the country out in the middle of nowhere, and then I saw the big city. And a lot of people that live in that part of Brazil, for the most part, they're considered more middle or upper class because there are more opportunities for jobs. The economy is doing better there a lot because of the farming. So a lot of the people that I met and taught lived in 1 or 2 story homes. It was a decent sized house. Some people worked on the farm. A lot of people had city jobs. They were accountants or doctors or lawyers or bankers, school teachers. So more often than not, the people did pretty well. There were some areas where there were what you would call a favela or slums, and where there were little houses built right on top of each other and dirt floors, and people lived very poorly, but that was not the norm of my mission. And maybe in other missions in Brazil you would see that more, but in my mission that was not the most common. A lot of times the mothers stayed home with their kids and the husbands worked, and a lot of men drove and had cars. A lot of women didn't know how to drive. Most families only had 1 car. Wildlife, lots of monkeys and birds and parrots, occasional anteaters. It was very hot, very humid. It rained a lot. Like I said, Patos de Minas and Rio Verde, they were more in the country, so they're more known for farming, for cows. Uberaba had every year they would have a big cattle festival, and they would bring bulls and cows from all over the area, and they would auction them off and sell them, and people could ride them. And so one P-Day we went and looked at all the cows because that's what it was well known for. Anápolis, my last area, was a bigger city, and it was about an hour away from Goiânia, and it has the most churches per square foot in the whole world. So it has the most churches, compared to most other cities in the world. So we saw churches all the time. A lot of the people that lived there, they were Brazilian, but they were often descendants of people who were European. And so they often could trace their history back to Europe. Also, there were a lot of immigrants from Haiti who were moving there, and so they spoke Haitian Creole. So there were multiple times on my mission where I was trying to speak Haitian Creole and could not do it very well because it's not similar to Portuguese. So there were a lot of immigrants moving into that area. Also, there were a lot of people from the northern part of Brazil who were moving to that area because northern Brazil was struggling with not enough food, not enough water, not enough jobs. So there were large populations of people from the northern part of Brazil who were moving to the areas that I was in, which was interesting because that's kind of when you ran into poorer families, bigger families, they maybe hadn't gone to school. It was harder for them to find jobs. So I guess I worked with that demographic quite a bit as well.